Today, we're digging into a really powerful book by Brianna Wiest called The Mountain Is You. We're going to break down its core message, which is all about why, so often, we are our own biggest obstacle, and more importantly, how we can finally get out of our own way.
So I want to start with a question for you, and I want you to really think about it for a second. What is that one thing that always seems to be standing between you and the life you really want? We all have something that pops into our heads, right?
Okay, so whatever answer you just came up with, here's where the book kind of flips things on their head. It says, your biggest obstacle, it isn't your past. Doesn't matter how tough it was. That's not it. And nope, it's not the world either. It's not your boss or the economy or your family. Now look, those challenges are real, for sure. But according to Wiest, they aren't the main thing that's actually holding you back.
The biggest obstacle holding you back is you. Your own habits, your own fears, your own self-sabotage. I know, that can be a tough pill to swallow. But honestly, it's also where all of your power is hiding.
So if we are the obstacle, what does that even mean in practice? Well, it all comes down to this one big concept, self-sabotage. But the book asks us to look at it in a completely new light.
Okay, get this. Self-sabotage isn't some deep character flaw. It's not a weakness, it's a survival mechanism. It's literally your mind trying to keep you safe inside your comfort zone, away from all the scary, unpredictable stuff that comes with growth and change.
And this right here really gets to the heart of it. We're always taught that things like procrastinating or quitting are signs of weakness. But what if it's just a protective instinct that's gone a little haywire? It's like your brain is slamming on the emergency brake because it senses the discomfort of the unknown road up ahead.
So why does our brain do this to us? It's because of this crazy paradox. Your mind is actually more afraid of the uncertainty of change than it is of the familiar pain of staying exactly where you are. Staying put, even if it's not great, feels safer to your brain than stepping into a totally new future. And that drive for safety, well, that's the real enemy of growth.
All right, so if our self-sabotage is just a misguided attempt at protection, how do we override it? This is where we get to the book's most transformative idea, learning how to turn your pain into your power.
This one line is the absolute core of the entire book. All that emotional pain, the anxiety, the frustration, feeling triggered, it's not a punishment. It's data, it's a messenger, and it's trying to deliver some really important information about what needs to change in your life.
Think about it. Every single time you have one of those big emotional reactions that feels way out of proportion to the situation, it's like a bright, flashing neon sign pointing directly at a part of you that needs a little attention, a little healing. These triggers are not random. They're a map, and they're showing you exactly where the work needs to be done.
So the book challenges us to make a pretty radical shift. Instead of running from that discomfort, we're supposed to get curious, to just pause. And instead of reacting, ask this one simple question. This is what changes you from being a victim of your feelings into a student of them.
And this whole shift in perspective brings us right to the book's incredible central metaphor, the climb to transformation. This is where all these pieces start to come together.
So what is this mountain that we're supposed to be climbing? The book is crystal clear on this. The mountain isn't some problem out there. The mountain is you. It's built out of all your internal roadblocks, your fears, your doubts, your excuses, and all those limiting beliefs that keep you playing small.
And this is such a critical distinction. The point is not to go to war with yourself or try to conquer your fears with brute force. The whole point of the journey, the climb, is the process. With every step you take, you're shedding an old version of yourself, a version that just can't exist at a higher altitude.
So how do we actually climb? The book lays out this really clear three-step process. First, just acknowledge the feeling. Don't push it down. Second, and this is the key, pause. Just create a little bit of space between the trigger and your response. And then, in that space, you ask that powerful question, what is this trying to teach me? That is how you turn pain into wisdom. You know, when you start to practice this, you begin to really feel this incredible truth deep in your bones. You realize you are never broken, not at all. All those challenges, all that pain, it was all just part of the process, a process of becoming who you are always meant to be.
And that leaves us with this final, powerful thought. That massive, intimidating mountain that you see in front of you, it's not something blocking your way. It is the way.
The very challenges that seem to be your biggest obstacles are, in fact, the path itself. The only way out is through. So, what mountain are you ready to start climbing?